Good morning, everyone. Assalamu alaikum, Tervetullah. Today, I am going to talk about how we are painting our entire house. This is a series of each and every room, be it a bathroom, toilet, bedroom, living room, dining area. I will talk through each and every process over here. So, first thing, what we are doing today is we are starting with our living room. So we are decluttering, we are filling up hole, patching work, quite a fair bit of things happening. So let me show that to you now. Here you can see what we have done is we have removed all our frames away, most of the stuff that we had on the walls. In the process, the television was right here, and yeah, I removed it and it fell and it broke. So it's gone. So I've done some patchwork up there. We have used some joint compound. After that, I sanded it, used a primer to seal it off. There are a fair bit of work that needs to be done over here. As you can see, there is some patchwork that's done. So we'll be using some primer here as well because some of them got done a bit later. So I'll use primers on it. Once that's finished, we'll wash the walls and let it dry, and then I will start with doing all the trims over here. We'll tape up all those trims so that the paint doesn't cover it, and same thing will go on the window as well. We'll put trims everywhere we think we want to avoid the paint to seep through. So once that's done, we'll start with our painting process. So we have moved most of the furniture. All we have left is the sofas in the middle. I'm doing a quick clean right now before we sand everything down, and then it will be ready for painting.
So here I got myself some sugar soap and scrub the wall. This is so that there are no grimes or anything left on the wall before I start sanding it. So I just wanted to make sure that everything is done up to spec, really nice and clean, take away all the grime that's on the wall, because over the years when you're living, you have all these things that get stuck on the wall. So we thought, let's clean this all up and then we can start with sanding. But before that, I thought I'll just cover up the furniture as well with just standard plastic, which you can find easily in Bunnings, just our local warehouse. And that way, if there are any spills or drips or anything, you don't have any issues with it. And the next thing I'm doing is just applying painter's tape so that when I'm painting, the paint does not spill on to these nice wooden frames. So it takes a fair bit of time, but that's okay. Eventually the end product has to be really good, and that's why we spend that money to make sure we do a job really well. So here I am sanding the wall. As you can see, it's a bit later during the day. I was very happy with the final product after sanding, so it's ready for the base coat to go on it. Here I had to go in and apply the base coat on all the patchwork I had done, only to realize that the primer I used was for oil paint. So here I am now cleaning it all up again and letting it dry before I can apply the base coat.
I just bought this Ozito heat gun. As you can see, it's got 2-speed airflow and can go from 50 to 600 degrees and comes with nozzles and scrapers included. So let's have a look what it's got. Instruction manual, it's the gun, the heater, there are the nozzles there. That's fantastic. Why did I buy it? I bought it because I did some patchwork here. As you can see, it's still a bit yellowish, which means it needs drying. I don't have time to wait for another day, so I'm going to use the heat gun and see how the product is going to work, how it will dry off, and I'll share it with you as I'm doing that.
So here I've connected the heat gun and I've put it on maximum power so that it can dry as fast as possible. The one thing you have to remember is you can't keep it too close to the patchwork, otherwise it will create cracks in it. So just keep a few inches away and just lightly run your hand over the wet part and it will do its job. And there you go, folks, the final result. Instead of waiting for 3 or 4 hours, or even in some cases, depending how thick of a coating has gone in, I have dried it within a few minutes and the outcome is just great. And before I paint the walls, I thought let's get started on painting the ceiling. And it's just a standard white paint that I wanted to use, and it was really easy. As you can see, not a very difficult job if you want to do it on your own. Here I'm using a small roller just around the light connection, just so it doesn't look really bad or anything.
So next what I'm going to do is paint this wall over here, and that will be a white paint that I'll use, low sheen obviously, and let's see how that comes out.
One thing I forgot to mention, rule number 1 is always do the edging, all the corners before you start painting, because that way you can blend in the paint. Otherwise it does not come out really nice. This was the first coat. As you can see, it's not very thick, or it hasn't covered the previous color because it's quite dark, and I'm using white paint to basically paint the walls. I just wanted to have a look how it looked in the morning, because it gives a very clear perspective how many more coats you probably need. So I think there's a second round that needs to be done.
So I've done the second coat. It doesn't look like it's gone well, like it's still not 100%. So I'm going to now do the third coat on this and see the results. Here's the final paint. This is the third coat for the white. I've also gone ahead and painted the bottom Romany green. Again, Romany green is only the first coat. It took me 3 attempts to get this white right. So you can see it starting to look quite beautiful. So we'll wait to see tomorrow when I finish the final coat. I'll take out the tapes and everything from all over, blue ones, and it will hopefully give us a final view of how it looks. And this is how it looks during daylight, the final product. I love the nice dark Romany green in there. It's beautiful, and we'll now set it up and hopefully it'll be all good. This is our guest bedroom. As you can see, quite a fair bit of scuff marks here and there. There were some sanding to be done, which we have done. You can see up there, I've sanded it, used primer up there and down there on the far left. It's barely visible, but it's somewhere over there. Yeah. And I'll probably do the same. I'll mask around it, get it painted. Same thing with the ceiling, get it painted, and we'll show you the final product one by one. I have finished the ceiling over here in this room, and I've brought a drop sheet to cover the window, and I'll start painting this room.
And here I've got my little army helping me out. Not only just my kids, I've got my neighbor's son here as well, who was very excited to join and help. I just wanted to show the beauty of having a drop sheet, how simple and easy it is. You just have to stick it right at the top, pull it down. That way you're basically protecting your tiles, your windows, whatever it is that you are putting your drop sheet for. It's very inexpensive. So I would highly recommend that if somebody's thinking of, painting, then do get these. You can find them at Bunnings, fairly reasonable, and they will make your life much easier. You'll thank me later.
We are now removing the paint which hasn't been sealed from our bathroom to get it all nice and clear. Yeah, unfortunately, the reason the paint comes off is because the plaster you see here wasn't sealed, so it starts flaking off. I've just moved my bed, which is like a 2-meter bed, out from the bedroom because we are now starting to paint this bedroom, and it's a lot of work to do here. It's gonna take me a few days before I get everything sorted and looking nice and schmick.
There you go, folks. Every time you're painting a new room, just make sure you remove every screw that is there, which you are able to remove it, patch it up, because the final finish looks really nice.
I've finished applying joint compound as well as sanding. Now, as you can see the white spots over here and there, that's because I am doing priming over the sanded spots. There's a little bit of not so nice, I guess, joint compound application here, but I'll get that redone and we should have a good, beautiful surface soon. Guys, I have done the entire house. I've painted it except this corridor. As you can see, there's quite a fair bit of patching work I've done here. Now all that's remaining is my painting, and hopefully we'll be done. And once everything is sorted, I'll make a video of the final product, the final overall display of the house.